the media was just about stunned last night, right? You know, they have an image of Donald Trump one way, and all of a sudden he came out and did something very different. So they're trying to comprehend the presidential behavior that they witnessed there last night, and they're trying to understand that message and suggesting perhaps it's different than the message he's had all along. But you know, it's not. It's the same message, maybe packaged a little bit differently, wrapped up with a big shiny bow, but you heard a lot of the same themes, just perhaps with a different tone. Well, if that's all it takes, right? Maybe the media is going to jump on board. Joining me right now from the Media Research Center, Dan Gainor. Dan, you know, as I heard that speech, first of all, I didn't think there was anything in there that was terribly controversial. In other words, he was just sort of laying out where he stands, and he's been saying these things all along, but it was said in a different way that I think importantly forced the media to basically sit up straight and listen. And listen, they did. You know, how far can he run with this here?
Well, I think he'd run very far. He has to not chip away at it. It was definitely as aspirational, as inspirational. Most of the media, when you get Glenn Thrush, Richard Engel, and Van Jones all complimenting you on your speech, you've pretty much done well. I wouldn't say a grand slam. I'd say it reminded me of Brady coming back in the Super Bowl, where you've got the veteran just proving everybody wrong.
You know, it was a tremendous speech. It really is. And I think a lot of his supporters were watching and saying, well, this is exactly what we knew and thought he was capable of all along. You know, he kind of indicated there on Fox and Friends in the morning that he hadn't been entirely pleased with his messaging. Remember, he said he was giving himself a C+, a C or C+ on messaging. And they asked him, well, how's that going to change? How are you going to change it? When are you going to change that? And he said, maybe tonight. And sure enough, he really did start to change the tone anyway. I guess the question now is, are we going to see a truce between Donald Trump and the media?
Well, no, I don't think so. You look at the Day 2 media is already going after him. They're trying to do what they've done before, chip away at him, play Trivial Pursuit. The same media that complained about his eating steak, Kellyanne Conway sitting on a couch, and the fact that Donald Trump doesn't have a dog are going to go after him here. But it was interesting last night how many were supportive and then how different most of the Washington Post was, just trying to get him in every way, shape, or form, to the point where they're even comparing him to a TV show about Nazis. It was stunning.